There guys, got a nice quick video here today on removing stuck or rounded out bolts from air guns. So this is probably one of the most common questions I get asked on the channel, so I thought it'd be useful to put some information in a video and show you how I remove them. Now for the purpose of this video we are going to be working on just some sample pieces rather than an actual air gun, but the information itself will be fairly applicable. With that said, the only thing I want to mention before we get started is that next week I will be at the British Shooting Show on the Crawley Surplus Store stand, so if you come into the show, please come over and say hello. And with that out of the way, we can get started. So, as I said earlier, we've got some demo pieces lined up. All the screws have been Loctited in position, and we've just got an assortment of ones here. So we've got one with a grub screw in it, one with a cap head screw in it, and then finally a countersunk one down here. So the first thing I want to mention is when removing stuck bolts, the key is to use good quality Allen keys. Now with Allen keys, the cheaper sets are normally slightly undersized, and that makes rounding out bolts much easier when applying a bit of pressure. Normally you see me use these Allen keys on the channel, so these are nice and simple to use as you can spin out the bolts quite quickly. But I do also keep a high quality set of EDS Allen keys that I use only when a bolt is a little stuck or a bit tight. So this keeps the edges nice and sharp and they bite into the Allen key nicely, so there's no chance of them slipping. Believe it or not, Allen keys do wear out over time, so I try and keep this set specifically for this purpose, and I'll only use them when necessary. The only other thing I'll mention about tools is try and avoid ball-ended Allen keys if you can. The ball-ended Allen keys have an incredibly small contact point between the tool and the screw itself, so it's really easy to round out the screws even when you're using high-quality ones like the Wearer sets. You can use ball-ended Allen keys, you just need to make sure that the screw is loose before you start unscrewing it. Right then, our first demo piece is just a countersunk bolt Loctited into our aluminium rod. Now what's happened here is the Loctite has been applied a little too liberally and it's come up around the head of the bolt and it's glued it into its housing. So this is fairly common, and as I have not damaged the head yet, it would be fairly easy to remove just using a little heat. So I could apply the heat by a few different methods. Firstly, using a blowtorch, so this is just a mini one, good for small parts and small bolts. If we needed a little more heat, we could also use something like a plumber's torch, although you do have to be careful. I'll go over that very shortly. The next option would be to use a soldering iron, so this is good for localized heat. You can apply a fair amount nice and easily. It does have its downsides though. So the downsides to using the blowtorches is you can damage components in the vicinity of the screw that you're trying to remove. So this would include things like plastics or springs. And the other thing to mention is that overheating anodized aluminium can cause it to change colors. Normally black aluminium starts to turn a sort of goldy color if overheated. Now I will say you do have to get a fair amount of heat into the part, and it will take a little bit of time, but it is something to be aware of. Now the downside for the soldering iron is that the heat isn't transferred very well into the part, so it normally takes a little longer to break the Loctite, but it does work quite well on smaller screws. With larger screws you're probably not going to get very far. So the method used will depend largely on the surrounding area, but with that said, it's a little too easy to remove this bolt as it is, so the next thing I'll do is just round out the head, so give us a little extra work. So I'm not quite sure if you can see that there, but the head is nicely rounded out. The Allen key no longer bites in the end. Right then, so if you've rounded out the head of the bolt, the next tip I'll give you is to use a Torx bit. So the Torx bit is more of a star shape with sharp corners that can bite into the material, so that when the Allen head has been rounded out, you can use a Torx bit fairly successfully. So what I'm going to have to do in this scenario is heat the head of the screw up either with the soldering iron or the blowtorch, then tap a tight fitting Torx bit into the screw head and then loosen it. So for now, as we don't have to worry about the surrounding area, I'm just going to be using my blowtorch. Right, after a couple minutes that should be hot enough, so what I'll do is I'll take my Torx bit, bang that nice and carefully into the screw head, then we'll use a screwdriver handle to try and loosen the bolt. So with that said, that coming out fairly easy. And if we take a look at the screw there, you can see it did have a small amount of Loctite on it, and that Loctite was around the head as well. Right then, so that was fairly painless. I will say the size of the Torx bit needed will depend heavily on the size of the screw that you're encountering, so just try a few and tap in a nice tight fitting one. Right then, our second demo piece is quite similar to the first, but in this case I'm going to pretend that I can't heat around the bolt to remove it. So this could be because of plastic parts surrounding the screw, or it's just not possible to get enough heat into the bolt without direct damaging the surrounding anodizing. To remove this bolt, I'm going to be using a stud extractor. So what these are basically a center drill in one end with an extraction spigot on the other. To use this, what I'm going to do is put it in a cordless drill with the center drill end facing out. Then I'm going to make sure that the drill is spinning counterclockwise, which it is. Then we're just going to drill out the center of the bolt. So at this point I will mention that we're not going to be going that deep. What I'm probably going to be doing is drilling the head out until the bottom of the Allen key hole is starting to turn silver. So after a couple seconds of spinning, you can see that we've taken out most of the key head there. So the next thing we'll do is remove the extractor from the drill, and then we can use the stud extractor end, so this end here. To use that, I'm going to be putting the piece in just a screwdriver handle, just so I get a little extra control of it. I don't like using the extractors in the drill bit itself. But the next thing we'll do is remove the screw. So to use these, all you do is turn them anti-clockwise by putting a bit of pressure on the piece. The extractor should grip and then the screw should unscrew. Now at this point I do want to mention that if it was still a little stuck at this point, we could come through with our soldering iron and put a bit of heat into the part to hopefully break the Loctite. I'll be honest with you, this little demo setup here was done last night and the Loctite probably hasn't hardened properly, so probably won't need to use it. But we're just going to unscrew it, and once the tool starts to bite, it should come out fairly easily. There we have it. You can see we've got a fair amount of Loctite around the base of the head there and in the part. But there we have our screw removed. So one thing about using the stud extractors is that sometimes when removing the bolt, the head of the bolt can snap off from the threaded section. Now if this does happen, don't panic. What can happen is that obviously when you're using a bolt, you're normally connecting two pieces of material together. Once the head becomes separated from the threaded section, you can typically remove one of the components from the other. Then you can access the thread left behind. So an example of this would be on the FX Impact. When fitting the quick tune system to the side of the rifle, the securing screw that holds the hammer spring adjuster onto the hammer spring shuttle, if the head of this bolt shears off, what you can do is just remove the hammer spring adjuster, then slide the hammer spring shuttle out from the front of the block. Then once you have the components separated from the main block, you can get a bit of heat on it and try and remove the stud left in the part. But for now, that's pretty much how I use the stud extractors. There's nothing really that difficult about it. This set here was just bought on Amazon. As you can see there are a few different sizes of stud extractor. What I typically do is take a bolt similar to the one I'm trying to remove and try and get the extractor part into the head of the bolt. When it just about won't fit, that's probably the size that I'll use, as when we come in and drill the head out, we have a nice amount of material to bite into and get the screw removed. Right then, the last demo I want to go over is a grub screw that's been Loctited in down a hole. Now as you can see there, you can see the head of the screw, but it's a little tricky to get to. Now at this point I will say obviously you have all of the options that we've discussed earlier in the video, but I did want to share a little oddball trick that can sometimes help. Now, if you can't heat the area around the screw, or you can't get the soldering iron directly onto the screw head, what you can use is an Allen key as a heat transfer. So what I typically do is use an old or cheap Allen key the right size, then use a torch to get the end nice and hot, then hold it into the grub screw itself. What we can do then is let the heat from the Allen key transfer into the grub screw, and we can either keep doing that, so removing it, reheating it, removing it and reinserting it, or we can use our soldering iron on the side of the Allen key to transfer some heat into the grub screw. What we can do then is switch over to a good Allen key and get the screw removed. And I will say at this point that this trick here is a little hit or miss. It usually works quite nicely on small components and small grub screws like the M3 ones, but not so much on the larger ones like M4, M5 and certainly not M6. Doing this little trick here may not completely melt the Loctite, but it can soften it a bit to make removing the grub screw a little easier. Now along with this trick you can also use the other ones that we've mentioned in the video, like using a Torx bit, bang that into the grub screw itself and try and remove it like that. But if you can't get it out using one of those methods, the last way to remove it would just be to use a drill bit and drill the grub screw out. Preferably, I would always try and use a left-handed drill bit. That way, once it bites into the grub screw, sometimes they wind themselves out. But that's not always the case. Sometimes they are stuck in there quite badly. Once you actually get the grub screw out, you may have to run a tap through the threaded portion of the hole just to clean out the debris in there. Or if you really struggle to get the grub screw out, you may just have to re-drill the component and then re-tap it a slightly larger size. Right then, and that's pretty much how I would remove a stuck bolt from an air rifle. I will say the key thing is not to strip the head of the screw in the first place, and you do that by just using a high quality Allen key, and if it feels a little too tight, put a bit of heat in the component and then remove it that way. With that all said and done, that's pretty much going to do it for this particular video, so thank you very much for watching. I hope it's been interesting or useful, and if you come into the British Shooting Show, I'll see you at the show.